Hello, everyone. Nice to see you again, even though it's at a distance still. So we'll do the regular format of these online classes with the chanting, the short chanting first. The chanting the verses from the three different Buddhist traditions of Theravada, or School of the Elders, Mahayana, the Great Vehicle, and the Vajrayana, the Diamond Vehicle. And then we'll do some meditation, breath meditation, and then love and kindness meditation, and then the short Dharma talk. So we can start now. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddham saranam gacchami, dhammam saranam gacchami, sangham saranam gacchami, dutayampi buddham saranam gacchami, dutayampi dhammam saranam gacchami, dutayampi sangham saranam gacchami, tatayampi buddham saranam gacchami, tatayampi dhammam saranam gacchami, tatayampi sangham saranam gacchami. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya. I take refuge until I am enlightened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Through the positive potential I create by practicing the 6 paramitas, may I soon attain enlightenment in order to benefit all sentient beings. I take refuge until I am enlightened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Through the positive potential I create by practicing the 6 paramitas, may I soon attain enlightenment in order to benefit all sentient beings. I take refuge until I am enlightened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Through the positive potential I create by practicing the 6 paramitas, may I soon attain enlightenment in order to benefit all sentient beings. May all sentient beings have happiness and its causes. May they be free from suffering and its causes. May they never be parted from the happiness beyond suffering. May they abide in equanimity, free of bias, attachment to the near, and aversion from the far. I shall cause this. Great compassionate Buddha, please inspire me to be able to do so. Reverently, I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind, and present clouds of every types of offerings, actual and mentally transformed. I confess all of my negative actions accumulated since beginningless time, and rejoice in all the virtues of all holy and ordinary beings. Please remain until cyclic existence ends, and turn the wheel of Dharma for all sentient beings. I dedicate the virtues of myself and others to the great enlightenment. However innumerable all sentient beings are, I vow to save them all. However inexhaustible my delusions are, I vow to extinguish them all. However immeasurable the Dharma teachings are, I vow to master them all. However endless the Buddha's way is, I vow to follow it completely. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Tayata Gate Gate Parasamgate Bodhi Soha. Tayata Gate Gate Parasamgate Bodhi Soha. Tayata Gate Gate Parasamgate Bodhi Soha. So now get yourself in a comfortable position for meditation. Nice and relaxed position, not rigid in the body, but also not lazy in the body, not slouching. And now bring your mind to your body to begin with. The object here is to release any tension you may have in the body. This will help to release the tension in the mind as well. So we're starting from the bottom of the body and working our way up. So bring attention to your toes, balls of your feet, arches of your feet and heels, and release any tension you may have there. Also from the top of your feet and around your ankles and Achilles tendons. And your lower leg, your calf muscles, and on and around your shins. Release the tension from your knees, the front, sides, and back of your knees. And your upper legs, the quad muscles at the front and the hamstrings at the back. And now I'll release the tension from your midsection area, the glutes at the back, the hip flexors at the sides, and the groin at the front. And also from your lower stomach, on and above your hips and your lower back. Further up your stomach and up your sides and to the center of your back. From your chest area, underneath your arms and your upper back. The lateral muscles on the outsides on each side, and the rhomboid muscles that run between the shoulder blades and the spine on either side. Now bring your focus to releasing the tension from the upper trap muscles that run between the neck and the shoulders, as well as your shoulders. Your upper arms, biceps and triceps, your elbows and forearms, wrists, hands, fingers and thumbs. And now bring your focus up to your neck and release any tension from the front, sides and back of your neck. The back of your head and the sides of your head, around your ears and temples. And now bring your focus to your face and release the tension from around your cheekbones, your cheeks. Make sure you're not clenching your jaw, your chin, your mouth, both on the inside and the outside. Resting your tongue on the upper palate, just above the top teeth in your mouth, with your lips gently touching. Release from your nose and sinuses and eye sockets and eyes. And make sure you're not frowning on your forehead. And now release from the top of your head. And now scan your body from the tips of your toes to the tips of your fingers and to the top of your head, just to see if you can get rid of any more, or let go, I should say, of any more tension. Try your best now to keep your body still. Even if we have an urge to itch or to move some part of the body, try to keep your body still. This will help you to keep your mind still. Now bring your focus to your breath. Initially to the tip of your nose. As you breathe in, follow the feeling of the breath. You'll notice it's quite cool as you breathe in, as it passes your throat and works its way into your lungs, and they expand as they fill with air. And as you breathe out, they compress. As the air leaves the body the same way it came in, it is now quite warm as it passes your throat on the way out. Try to keep your mind seamlessly on your breath. If you have distractions, some mental agitation, some thoughts, even some emotions, don't cling to them. Don't grasp at them. Also, don't try to forcefully push them away or deny them. Just let them come and go naturally and refocus on your breathing. If your mind becomes dull, and I like to say fluffy or warm and fuzzy, just wake it up ever so slightly by focusing more brightly on your breath. This way, the breath, or refocusing on the breath, is the antidote for both the agitated mind as well as the dull mind. And now we will practice like this for a few minutes. And even though this is a very short meditation, you can feel very pleased with yourself. Really appreciate yourself. Respect yourself. Be your own best friend. Be like an island that no flood can overwhelm, as the Buddha said. Fill yourself with universal love and kindness, wishing that you have happiness and its causes, and that you are free from suffering and its causes, and realizing that you deserve this. I think filling our mind or filling ourselves with loving kindness, expressing this loving kindness towards ourselves, is like giving our mind a massage. As soon as we have these good qualities such as loving kindness, the mind becomes very gentle, very peaceful, free of agitation. Now, this feeling of loving kindness radiated outwards to initially include your family and friends and your loved ones, wishing that they are happy, peaceful, and that they are free from suffering. And really feel this can happen and this will happen. Like a tidal wave, keep radiating further and further your loving kindness to now include strangers, those that you might know a little bit or not at all. Further and further to those people now that you find difficult. You may find them irritating. You may even call them enemies. Wish that all of these people have happiness and the causes of happiness, and be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all people be friends. Now radiate this love and kindness to other living beings, eventually to all sentient beings, those born from wombs, from eggs, from moisture, through transformation, that live on the land and under the land and in the waters around the world, and fly through the air. Initially around your local area, and keep radiating out further and further to include your state or county. Eventually your whole country. May there be peace everywhere. May peace pervade your country and all other countries. May there be loving kindness and peace everywhere, throughout the whole world. And keep radiating this loving kindness out further and further throughout the whole solar system. And beyond this solar system alone, to pervade the whole galaxy and the whole universe of galaxies. Radiate this love and kindness out throughout infinite space, beyond limit, this infinite, immeasurable love and kindness. Now be present here and now, and we will do the dedication prayer before the talk. Due to this merit, may I soon attain the enlightened state of the Buddha, so that I may be able to liberate all sentient beings from their sufferings. May the precious bodhicitta not yet born arise and grow. May that born have no decline but increase forevermore. And may the precious view of shunyata not yet born arise and grow. May that born have no decline but increase forevermore. So I hope that you enjoy the meditation there. And now bring your attention to listening to the Dharma Talk. Just remind you, the big picture is at the moment, of course, is the Eightfold Path. And the aspect of the Eightfold Path that we're spending time on at the moment, even though it includes other aspects to today's talk, as well as the last couple of weeks, is right concentration. And we are talking specifically about the 51 derivative mental factors that is in the Abhidhamma Kosha, which was composed by the Master Vasubandhu, Indian master. Abhidhamma Kosha means the higher knowledge house, or the house of higher knowledge. And so it's basically an extension of the Abhidhamma, or higher knowledge teachings of the Buddha. So the 51 mental factors are the 5 omnipresent mental factors that we spoke about last week. That is the contact between our senses and objects, the conscious engagement or awareness, the mental sensations or feelings, the perception or recognition, and intention. Now, these 5 omnipresent, they're called omnipresent because they are always present in every moment of consciousness. Whether our mind is filled with unwholesomeness at that time, or wholesomeness, or neutral, or these factors are always present. So today's subject is the determining mental factors, the object, what we call object determining mental factors. Now, these mental factors, unlike the omnipresent mental factors, they occur in relation to certain objects or stimuli. They arise only with the mind consciousness, not with the sense consciousnesses of the eye, the ear, the nose, the tongue, and the body. They are always present with the mind consciousness only. They function to help us be more certain about an object. They arise, as I said, only in the mind consciousness. So relating now the object being thoughts, beliefs, opinions, things like this. And the 5 are aspiration, belief, mindfulness, mental stabilization or concentration, and wisdom. So I'll go through these. I've just written myself some notes so I don't miss any points. The first one is aspiration. We aspire for something. Sometimes aspiration, you could say it's very close to intentions. But of course, intentions is one of the omnipresent mental factors. They're concerned, or aspiration is concerned with the desire or intent to achieve or obtain something. You know, for instance, we may aspire to attain enlightenment. Now, this, of course, is a good aspiration. We may aspire to be famous so that we can get what we want, or something like that. That's not such a good one. You could call that an unwholesome way of thinking, unwholesome aspiration. The basis, the aspiration, the basis is a basis for effort or enthusiastic perseverance. And it produces this enthusiastic perseverance that we can also call diligence. So when we aspire for something, it means we're going to make the effort, or at least we give ourselves the chance to make the effort to achieve that aspiration. It's always very, very important to do with all of these mental factors and to do with all of our living on every moment. We really should be checking our intentions and our aspirations to make sure that they're not unwholesome and immoral, to make sure that they are wholesome and moral. The second mental factor of these 5 object determining mental factors is belief, or you could also call this conviction. It's a firm conviction of a specific object or subject to be as it is, that it is this and not that. So we may have a belief that we're looking in a computer right now, for instance. Now, this is obviously to do with conditioned phenomena. So we are looking at the computer, what we call the computer. And then we have some belief that we're doing this. So like I will repeat that line that I wrote. The firm conviction of a specific object or subject to be as it is, that it is this and not that. So if you're looking at the computer right now, we know that it's not a rubbish bin, for instance. The belief, we have like two types of belief, you could say. Once again, wholesome and unwholesome. Blind belief is definitely not recommended. Obviously, belief in something like that is harmful, we should really avoid. But also belief without having some sort of investigation into its nature, into its function, and so forth. We shouldn't have this. We shouldn't have blind belief. This also can be known as blind faith, even though faith is a different mental factor. Our beliefs should be based on or through direct experience, which is based on or realized through logical reasoning, investigation, analysis, not just believing blindly, but believing based on understanding that you come to through this analysis, through this investigation and logical reasoning. The next mental factor, number 3, mindfulness. Now, we're not specifically talking about the practice of mindfulness now, which we do as we meditate or as we live our lives to be mindful in every moment as much as possible. This is, mindfulness is kind of like mental glue. It helps our mind to stay on an object. It holds the object in focus. Clear focus in the mind. Now, this can happen for long periods or short periods, depending on your ability to concentrate. It could include this present moment. So if we are focusing in this present moment, whether we're using an object like the breath, or whether we're even maybe say go deeper and just focusing on each moment as it arises or passes, this is mindfulness is engaged. It's achieved by cultivating awareness of our thoughts, of our action, and our motivations. Hopefully you can still hear me. Can you nod? Because for some reason I got muted then. So yeah, you can still hear me? Just go like that. Yeah, okay, good. The concentration is number 4. Concentration can also be known as mental stabilization, where the mind is very stable and clear, flexible. It's a focus. Concentration is the focus of the mind one-pointedly in one direction on a single object, or a topic of investigation even, without distraction. A state of undistracted focus. It's kind of like twisting a thread, you know, to like a fine point so that you can put it through the eye of a needle. We're focusing that much, but not in a small sense, focusing so much that the mind becomes vast. The concentration becomes clear and wide. You could almost say beautiful, unobstructed, with no attachment. So that's number 4. And number 5 is wisdom. So that is the 5th object determining factor or mental factor. Wisdom is the antidote, obviously, for ignorance, but you could also say in this case, antidote to doubt and uncertainty. Until you know something, there's always a little bit of doubt, a little bit of uncertainty. I just share with you that it's not what I like to call the non-clinging positive doubt. In the Zen or Chan Buddhism, we talk about the great doubt. And what that means is, as I digress a little bit, is what that means is that you doubt everything that you've been believing in since beginningless time, you could say. We have this belief in a self. This is me. This is my. We have this belief in a self, even if it's very, very subtle. And we've had this. This is the reason why we continue to be reborn in cyclic existence, in samsara. But the great doubt means that we're going to look beyond that. This has been a deep-seated belief that we've had for so long, but now we doubt it. So that's not the doubt that the wisdom is the antidote for, of course. That's the doubt in ourselves, the doubt in the teachings, the doubt in the truth, the doubt in the teacher, the Buddha, for instance, or enlightened beings. And go back to the first one I mentioned, the doubt in yourself, the doubt in your own abilities. So when you know something, this helps to alleviate that doubt and uncertainty. It's wisdom is discriminating awareness, where we work out what is right, what is wrong. And obviously then we can act in accordance to that and do what is right and not what is wrong. It adds a level of decisiveness to the distinguishing an object of cognition, of understanding, of recognizing, and knowing the reality of an object regardless of what it is. An example, knowing that all conditioned existence and all conditioned phenomena is impermanent, in a constant state of flux, constantly changing. Even on a subtle level, or specifically on a subtle level, actually, as well as a very easy to understand level. True wisdom leads to true peace and tranquility. Everything is interdependent. Everything throughout the whole of conditioned existence is interdependent. It is empty of independence. The true wisdom is insight into what is best for oneself and others, not what is harmful. Even though you know what is harmful, but you will avoid what is harmful. It is different from some kinds of knowledge that are either harmful and lead to suffering, or you could even say meaningless as well. For instance, the knowledge in engineering and in the sciences, if this knowledge is used for good, for the good of humanity and other living beings, whether it's through the medicine research or medical research, I should say, or implication of this research and this knowledge, that's good. But let's say this knowledge is put into place to develop weapons, for instance. This is obviously very harmful. So true wisdom isn't that. That's just knowledge being used in a bad way. Knowledge itself is not harmful, though. But when it's not grounded in wisdom, and when the motivation isn't good, or the intention is not good, then it can be very harmful. So they are the 5 object-determining mental factors. Once again, there are aspiration, belief, mindfulness, concentration, that we can also call mental stabilization, and wisdom, the antidote for doubt and uncertainty. So I think it's pretty obvious, on an obvious level, I think it's obvious that these are mental factors to us. And I think if we look into our mind and check our intentions, check our mind, I think we can understand quite clearly when these are present. To speak about mindfulness, sometimes I think people that have a very agitated mind think, oh, I can't do this, it's just too hard. But I think it's really important to understand that we already do it. But it's very limited, maybe, because we haven't worked on it. We haven't practiced the meditation. We haven't worked on being mindful through our activities and our speech and so forth. The more that we are mindful, the more we're able to be mindful more. The fact is, we're able to focus on an object, even if it's only for half a second. We're able to do that right now. So what we want to do is make it better and better and better and better. We have an aspect of wisdom right now, but we need to clarify it. We need to clear it up. We need to widen it. We need to purify our minds. And so therefore, the natural wisdom arises in the mind. If you think about it, there's many things we don't know. We're guessing. Let's say, for instance, let's say you live in the middle of Australia, a very big country, but you want to get to know something. You want to get to know the ocean. Now, when you're living in the center there, you can, in the modern day, look on the computer, on the TV, ask somebody who's gone there. But this is like inferential knowledge. Even if you do get some sort of understanding and wisdom from this, some sort of idea of what the ocean is. But to actually experience the ocean and get to know the ocean, you have to go to the ocean. When you go to the ocean, you see it for yourself. You see it, see the beach, see the water, the tides. Then you can have some sort of indirect understanding, indirect knowledge of what the ocean is. But to have direct knowledge and insight into the ocean, you have to go in it. You have to experience it with all of your senses, especially the mind sense. But you have this wisdom already. We just need to purify our minds. And it's the same with these other positive aspects, you could say. Mindfulness, we have it already. We have concentration already. We have aspiration and belief already. So we're under 1 minute. I didn't see when it went through. So I encourage you, again, I'd like to see you next week. I encourage you to keep practicing the Dharma well, study the Dharma well. Put whatever it is that you learn from the Dharma into practice. Share it with others. Share your infinite goodness with others. Thank you.